What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, RedoptionAgency.com. 23 years selling full-time on eBay. Well, just been a lot going on this week, so I haven't really got to do too much. Yesterday spent, let's see, battery died in the car, so had to get a new battery and get that all done. But today we got the furnace cleaner coming to clean both furnaces, so what happened Monday or Tuesday? Something, I don't even remember. So much going on. I haven't been able to really do any videos or anything. But just making sure I'm keeping up with my listing number of items. So we're 15 full days into the month. I've got 1,800 items listed so far. So just gonna keep pounding away the product and continuing the organization project that I'm working on to make pulling orders quicker, breaking everything down into smaller search grids, if you will. So enjoying that process, and yeah, just try not to pay too much to the eBay issues. Even this morning I tried search in Seller Hub and it just kept coming back error. It wouldn't bring up anything in Seller Hub until after about the 10th try, and then it finally brought something up. So still issues going on, clearly. Tomorrow is how the week did, so I won't get into that. But yesterday on the big account, the media store, $525 there, and $270 in the clothing store. That is just US eBay site. I don't know. See if I had any. I've had some decent internationals coming in lately, so we'll see if yesterday was one of those days. So 525. 525. So no international orders on the eBay international sites yesterday. But yeah, not much going on. I've been kind of looking here and there on YouTube, trying to, see what the next reaction video was, and I kind of just looked over some things, some videos that I've never seen before, or people I have seen that I'm not going to really review, because you can just tell there's a lot of snake oil salesmen, if you will. There's a lot of people who you can tell they're, pushing YouTube over eBay, right? They're just trying to sell you stuff that they don't even really do themselves. I know, like, a lot of you guys can think back to one person who does that, which I don't think they've had any videos out in a while. Now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't run across any. I haven't checked. But there's just so many people out there who just, their focus is just to talk, right? That's all they are, is just talk. And I'm realizing this. The more and more content creators I kind of try to check out to see if I want to watch one of their videos or what have you. And I don't know. It's just the YouTube world is it's kind of a slippery slope when it comes to resale content, right? You have your normal people who put out content, like you can see Shed Flips here. They put out the content because they work every day. They're doing the stuff every day, right? They show you what they're doing. And then you have these other people who just, all you see is their head in the camera and their mouth moving, and that's all you get. You don't get any substance to what they're saying. They can talk a good game, but they're not showing you anything to back it up. And you just got to be careful on the people. And some of those people give a little bit of, I wouldn't say misguided information, might be the better way to put it. They misguide a little bit. So you just got to be very careful. And maybe one day I'll get to watching one of those videos and kind of contradicting everything. But I've been wanting to keep everything in the more positive light. I mean, we have enough negative to deal with when it comes to the eBay website. I've been wanting to just keep it more on the positive front. So maybe eventually I'll get into it and start calling people out. But that's just not where my head is right now, where I don't want to, a path I don't really feel like going on right now. So it's more about just being, unless it's right there in my face, if it's something that's clearly off, that's really detrimental to resellers, then I'll say something. But just be careful out there. Make sure you're paying attention to the people who are actually showing you substance, not just talking words. Because I could watch any of these videos and sit here and talk a good game without showing you numbers or what I'm doing, or tell you what my costs are and things like that. You have these people who say they're making X amount of money, but they're not telling you that they're paying $4 a piece for each of their items, right? And then after promotions and eBay fees, they might be bringing in 30%. So you just got to be very careful, because 30% of $100,000 is $30,000. For most people, $30,000 doesn't pay the bills, right? Doesn't get you through a year in the life of you. So just be careful. And yeah, it's a tricky situation. I know I want to do the reaction videos for a positive thing, but I will, like I said, if it's something that's really hurting you guys, I'll call it out. But I'm not just going to call out somebody who's just talking and not showing you anything, and just being a little, car dealership, car salesman, snake oil salesman type of thing. But there's a lot of people I've never, like this one I just came across, K-Way Shop. I never heard of this person before. Find these 5 jackets at a thrift store, sell them for huge profits.
So it's 2025 and you want to learn how to resell. And one of the hardest things about learning how to resell is learning what actually resells online.
And I have noticed there's a whole lot of people doing clothes. Good Lord, the amount of resellers who are doing clothes. And I understand where I think my clothing store is down this past week, but a lot of that has to do with just a crappy Sunday and Monday. Not very good at all, but still up 10% in this store. Whereas my big store, I am down now 21% because of the issues this week on Monday and Tuesday. Thankfully, yesterday was a bounce back, which usually happens after a Sunday. It takes 2 to 3 days to really bounce back and get the sales back after they do a huge update Sunday night. But the issues were so bad Sunday night, they clearly had to do a big maintenance Monday night also. There was a lot of problems going on. Let's see who this. So this is K-Way Shop.
Let's go to thrift stores and retail stores, and we are overwhelmed with everything that we see in those stores, especially thrift stores. They are loaded with really, really bad brands. But when you first start out, you go.
And I saw like another person getting out of clothes. I haven't done any of her videos. Something clothesline. I can't remember her name. Where she's getting out of clothes and getting more into the hard goods. So are we going to see a shift here soon where people are realizing that, what they knew about clothes may be, oversaturated, and trends, right? Trends come and go. Like I've been talking about, the vintage stuff's kind of, has dropped a huge amounts in value. And a lot of the vintage stuff that used to just like less than common vintage stuff just doesn't move anymore. So you have people switching out of clothes, but the amount of clothes sellers is crazy. And they all have the same setup. And so they're getting all their information from one source. By the way, you can tell by the way they store their items. Which I still don't like that, because it's very hard to grow. Like when you label each number, you've got to spend a whole day. You've got to waste a whole day shifting your merchandise. And the bigger you get, the longer it takes to shift that merchandise. That's why I'm not. But see, I have grander pictures when I started reselling. I didn't want to limit myself, and like I said, wasting minutes is not good. And to me, that system wastes minutes. It wastes time, especially if you're a one-man show. If you got somebody doing it for you and you're paying somebody, then it doesn't hurt as much. But if you're a one-man show, that day off just moving your merchandise, and you have to do that once a month or so, that's a lot of time, right? But maybe you need that break, right? Maybe you need that break to move your merchandise, and that gets you motivated to list more. So hopefully, if it does anything for you, it at least motivates you. But
Go to those racks and you see a brand new tag item or a pre-owned brand that you've seen before, and you just assume that it has value. And as you guys are watching this video, if you learn any new brands during this video, if you could drop a like on this video, and always sell really well in all kinds of brands. So seeing that this has Buffalo Plaid basically on almost all of these listings shows you that this is probably a good brand to look up.
well, you got to look
Now,
at
what we're going
sold.
to do is we're going to see how many in pre-owned condition we currently have listed, and that's 187. We're going to scroll down to sold, and then we're going to see exactly how many sold in pre-owned condition. And you can do this on a phone. You do not need to do this on the computer. This one specifically has two.
And that's the thing. If for an oversaturated market, you really have to basically learn more, because you have to find, when you sell everything, you're this, right? And then if you go to clothing, you're this. And then with clothing oversaturation and what have you, you got to learn even more details. So then you're this. So you're just limiting yourself and the money you make, especially if you don't have, depending on your area, if you don't have a good place just to go and source consistently good name brand stuff. And it could be very hard to really grow what you're doing. Little things that, just from my perspective, or from what I do, as you know, volume game, and low dollar doesn't mean nothing to me as long as I can list 100, 200 a day, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, like I said, I'm at 1,800 now, 15 days in. So over 100 average a day while doing the organization project. But I'm doing little things this year by adding different things into my volume. Started with magazine ads. I've sold one so far for $10. Let me see if that shows up actually here. So the first magazines I'm going through is things I like, music and video games. But then I also want to get into things that nobody else I can, if I can't find it on eBay, or there's very few on eBay, I want to saturate that market myself, right? Whether that's, say it's, bra ads in a home and I'm just making this up, in a home and fields, or is that even a magazine? Trying to find that ad that nobody's selling yet, nobody knows of, right? And then just pounding it, kind of like I did with hats before hats became hugely saturated. Trying to find that next thing. So this was a PV Liberator guitar by John Taylor, plays them from Duran Duran. So I sold that for $10 plus $6 shipping. I did put the buy two get two free on those to hopefully entice people to buy more. And then also I got getting more into the small toys, accessories. I've sold one, I believe. Yeah, this one here. Masters of the Universe sword from 1986. Offer I took $5.99, I think. So just a little bitty sword. So one each of the new areas that I'm going to concentrate on. But like I said, it's about volume. Like the magazine ads, I think I only have about 200 up right now. Let me see. Print ad. Yeah, 203. So you got Stephen Ray Vaughan, Skylander. Somebody sent me an offer for $3 on the Skylander. I just declined that. But like doing this like sweepstakes, and that's what the Skylander was. It's like a sweepstake or a member reward members ad. So, but musical instruments with sponsors, video games. So starting there on those. So. And again, nothing I expect. See, all I'm trying to do here is I'm not worried about if any sell today. It's just about saturating another market as much as I can and building up, and then hope for one sale a day or two sales a day. But you take that and add it on to everything else, and it's just an extra, $10, $20 a day thrown in here and there, and just that consistently over time. $10 a day is $300 at the end of the month. $300 will pay a bill, right? So I always look at things like in small baby steps. I'm not worried about making $1,000, a month on something yet. It's just about building it up as big as I can. It's stuff that's easy, cheap, and or I already have them laying around. So all these magazines I had in my store that just weren't moving at like $5 a piece. They weren't moving. So I pulled the ads out. So if I sell an ad for $10, then that's two magazines instead, one ad instead of two magazines I would have sold. So each magazine's can pull me out $100+ if they sell. So the potential for $100+. How about that? So just trying to, keep in that positive headspace and trying to find those little, expansions. And then too, when you have stuff like this, since I'm a music store, I have tons of media. If somebody types in Stevie Ray Vaughan and this comes up, well, who's to say they won't just click into my store and search Stevie Ray Vaughan and buy a CD or a cassette or both, or buy the ad and a CD, right? So it's about putting more lines out into the world. Same with video games. This person says, oh, let me go in store and see if there's anything Skylanders in this person's store. I don't think I do, but just that fishing line that's going to pull somebody in, and hopefully they may not buy the ad, but they may come in through the ad. So like the Super Mario Galaxy has 2 views, it says, but these numbers can be wrong. I've got stuff that views that, as we all know, there's watchers, but there's no views, right? So did any one of these people who clicked this click into my store and see if I had anything Super Mario related? That stuff sells pretty quick anyway, but you get the idea. So for me, it's just about putting more lines in the store or out into the water, but in a different category. When you do the volume game, like if you have all high sell-through rate items, that won't necessarily apply to you because you don't have to worry about that. But when you go into the volume game, if you're just putting all your lines out into CDs, right, you're only going to get CD shoppers. But if you do CDs and cassettes and DVDs and Blu-rays, oh, let's throw in magazine ads, let's throw in small toys. You never know what they're going to come in and look for in your store and buy. So just about trying to hook more people. See if anybody looked at Vinnie Vincent. I like this ad. According to this, no. So, but the video games, Point Blank Nintendo DS, supposedly has 2 views on it. So, Zelda. It says none, but Zelda's a high view item, so. But anyway. That's where I'm going. So yeah, I think my big store's up this week so far, but my clothing store, I believe, is down. So we'll see and get those numbers tomorrow. I think that's it for me. I'm gonna start. Had to move some stuff today, so I got a bunch of cassettes sitting on my desk. So I'm gonna get through the cassettes real quick today and get those listed. But yeah, I want to get more into the videos of where I'm showing more than just standing here talking, because I may be showing you numbers on a screen, but you're not seeing nothing else. But I want to get things better organized and get everything flowing for 2025 with so many changes and stuff going on, and trying to stay on track and what have you. So once I get everything really lined up and really flowing smoothly, I'll get more, hopefully get some better videos where I can show you more stuff, but actually show you physical stuff. And I definitely want to get back into the shipping videos in the morning, so I'm trying to weave that in. But of course, we had a lot going on with Pee Wee for the last month. And speaking of the devil, there he is now. Hi there. How are you? I went ahead and let him come downstairs today since he's walking fine now. And we got stairs. But when I went down, he laid on the top step, and I knew what was going to happen, because if he lays too forward on the top step, when he tries to get up, he can't, and he slides down all the way down the stairs. So here he is. I hear do 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 do. I'm like, no, hoping he don't hurt his back legs again. One leg, of course, is all the way back while the other's forward, and he's do 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 do. I'm like, oh, but he just walked in here fine, so hopefully he's good. All right, so that was scary, but he's been sleeping downstairs for the last 2 hours. All right, I'll take these guys outside, let them go to the bathroom, so I can start focusing in on some work here. So, all right. All right. Maybe I'll check out that channel and see what they do, and see if there's anything on there to react to, I should say. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. I'm just wasting some time, so I gotta get back to work. So I'll see you all in the next video.